Star Trek's Anson Mount reacts to Strange New Worlds ending after Season 5. It's bittersweet. When Star Trek Strange New Worlds launched in 2022, it was a gamble. Could audiences embrace a prequel built around a captain who was never meant to be the franchise's leading man? Could Anson Mount's Christopher Pike carry an entire series when his most famous fate, being grievously injured and confined to a beeping chair, had already been written in the original series? 3 years later, the answer was a resounding yes. Mount's Pike not only revitalized a corner of Star Trek once left to footnotes, but also became one of its most beloved captains. So when Paramount Plus confirmed that Season 5 will be the show's last, fans felt a sting of sadness, and so did Anson Mount. In a candid interview following the announcement, Mount described the end of Strange New Worlds as bittersweet, a word that perfectly captures the mix of pride, nostalgia, and inevitable loss that comes with concluding something special, a journey that reimagined Pike. Mount first appeared as Captain Pike in Star Trek Discovery's second season, where he quickly emerged as a standout. Fans responded to his warmth, humor, and quiet gravitas, qualities that distinguished Pike from the sometimes abrasive swagger of other captains. That performance directly led to the greenlighting of Strange New Worlds, a series consciously modeled on the Planet of the Week format that made the original series so enduring. From day one we knew what we were trying to do, Mount said. We wanted to bring back the optimism, the color, the sense of adventure that defined Star Trek for generations. But we also wanted to do justice to Pike, a man who knows his own tragic destiny and still chooses to lead with compassion. Under Mount's portrayal, Pike became more than a placeholder for Kirk. He was a fully realized hero who cooked for his crew, offered sage advice, and wrestled with his looming accident in ways that felt deeply human. That moral center anchored the show's ensemble and helped it stand apart in a crowded era of darker, serialized science fiction. Saying goodbye to the Enterprise again. In his remarks about the series' conclusion, Mount admitted that leaving behind a role he has played for nearly 7 years, counting Discovery, is harder than he expected. You spend so much time with a character like Pike that he becomes part of you, he said. This cast, this crew, these writers, they're family. So of course it's hard to let go. Yet Mount also emphasized his gratitude. Very few actors get to do something this meaningful, especially within a franchise that has such a long shadow, he said. To be entrusted with Pike and to bring him into the hearts of a new generation, that's an honor I'll carry with me forever. The actor noted that while Season 5 will mark the end of Strange New Worlds, it won't necessarily be the end of these characters. It's Star Trek, he said with a grin. Doors are always left open. Who knows where Pike or Number 1 or Spock might show up next? The fans who made it possible. Part of what makes the ending bittersweet for Mount is the passionate fan base that rallied around the series. From viral social media campaigns to convention panels, audiences embraced Pike and his crew with the same fervor they once reserved for Kirk, Picard, or Janeway. That response took even a veteran actor like Mount by surprise. Star Trek fans are unlike any others, he said. They don't just watch, they invest. They debate, they create art, they write fan fiction. They show up at cons dressed as your character. It's humbling and it's energizing. We made this show for them, and they made it a success for us. Mount credited that enthusiasm with giving Strange New Worlds its 5-season run. In today's streaming landscape, few shows, especially sci-fi series with high production costs, get such longevity. That's because the fans showed up, he said. They told their friends. They demanded more. We wouldn't have gotten to explore the stories we did without them. Looking ahead to Season 5, although he couldn't reveal spoilers, Mount teased that the final season will deliver both epic spectacle and deeply personal payoffs. He praised the writers for crafting an ending that honors the characters while respecting the canon events already laid out in the original series. They found a way to surprise even me, he said. I think fans are going to feel like it's a proper farewell, not a door slamming shut, but a torch being passed. Mount also suggested that Pike's acceptance of his fate will take on new shades by the series' conclusion. From the beginning, we've been exploring what it means for a man to know his future, he said. Season 5 pushes that to its emotional limit. It's about legacy, leadership, and what you leave behind when your time is up. A legacy is secured. As the interview wound down, Mount reflected once more on the word bittersweet. The sweet part, he explained, is knowing that Strange New Worlds succeeded in its mission. It revitalized the pre-Kirk era of Star Trek, introduced a new generation of fans to classic episodic storytelling, and elevated Pike from a historical footnote to a franchise icon. The bitter part, of course, is letting go of a captain and a crew that he has grown to love. I'll always be proud of what we did, Mount said. And if my time as Pike helps pave the